Hello and welcome to Identity. I am Evangelist Wilson. Have you ever been asked this question before in life? Who are you? When that question comes your way, what is usually your response? Or are you someone like me or some of us who, whenever we are asked that question, the simplest thing we say is to give out the name that we were given by our parents, or the name that has been given to us by our friends, the popular name that we are known by. Come to think of it, is that really who you are? See, the problem of the world today is that of identity. Identity has become the greatest problem of humanity. That's why we are living in a so confused world. A man wants to be like a woman or turn to become a woman. A woman wants to turn and become a man. A black man is doing everything, rubbing all sort of creams in order to become like a white man. And it baffles me the most that while the black people are doing this, the white people are at the same time turning, trying to become like a black person. And so, I am left with nothing more than this question, this mind-throbbing question. Who are we? Is it that we don't know who we are? That is why we are in this state of stupor? I want to talk like someone else. I want to walk like someone else. I want to do something like someone else. But I forget the fact that in this world that we are about 7 billion today, no other person in the whole of this universe has my fingerprint. And scientists are telling me that nobody else in this world has my eyeball. That means I am uniquely created to be a unique person in my unique way. And that other person that I'm trying to imitate has been created to be unique in his own unique way. But I'm busy trying to become someone else. And so I end up my life, my own existence here on earth, not actualizing the purpose that I was created to come here for. So who are you? When that question is asked, can you take a moment and begin to dive into the question a little bit deeper to finding out who you really are? Who am I? I want you to ask yourself that question. Don't wait until you are asked. Ask the man who created you now to open up and let you understand who you are. Am I Edom? Or am I something beyond that name that has been given to me by my parents? When I know who I am, it is obvious that I'm going to be able to actualize my purpose because I'm going to know what I am created to do. Wherever a purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. Abuse, is a compound word that comes from two words, abnormal, and use. Let's take a good case. I bring in a microphone to a place that the people don't know what it is used for. It could be used for. There's every possibility that it could be used for to become a weapon in their hands. And so they misuse that very object that I've placed there. Because the people around there do not know the usage of it. They don't know the purpose of the microphone. That's why they are using it in that way. And so if I exist in this world, if you exist in this world, and you don't know who you are, chances are that you are not going to know what your purposes are here on earth. And so because you don't know your purpose or your purposes here on earth, someone else is going to direct your life. It is someone who's going to tell you what he thinks you will be good for. And so you jump in and try that one and you find no fulfillment. The next day, another person comes around to tell you, oh, no, no, no. If you had seen me earlier, I would have advised you not to do that. And so you tilt that way again. At the end of the day, you live an unfulfilled life. Why? Because you don't know who you are and you don't know your purpose. That is why you are being misused. We want to take a look at ourselves closely. Because I want you to have the information. I want you to have the tools. I want you to have the skill set towards becoming the person that you were created to be. Towards becoming you. Because it is only you that can do what you were meant to do the way that you alone can do it. Nobody else can do you. You are you, and I am I. If by chance we meet, there's a purpose for our meeting. It could be that God the Creator knows that there's something that you have that if it's combined with mine, it will bring out a great fruit. It is not the time for me to try to become like you or you trying to become like me, because definitely you can never be me and I can never be you. If we know who we are, I will give the way for you to do you, while you give the way for me to do me. Because we exist only to complement each other. I love it the way the scripture puts it for us to understand. You know, in 1 Peter chapter number 2 verse 9, it says that you have been chosen. I love the way the Living Bible puts it, the Living Bible translation. It says, you have been chosen by God himself. Did not end there. It says, you are priests of the King. You are holy and pure. You are God's very own. All this is that you may show to others how God called you out of the darkness into his wonderful light. That is who the scripture says you are. That is who the one who created you says you are. So instead of us living in that position that we are, and that place that we've been living for so long a time, and at the end of the day coming to blame someone else, or to blame God, or to blame forces of darkness, we need now to go back to ourselves, to our inner room, to rediscover who we really are. Once I discover who I am, I'm going to live a fulfilled life, because I'm going to live in my purpose. I'm going to walk in my purpose. I'm going to function in my purpose, and I'm going to succeed in my purpose. Have you not seen someone who does something before, and you say, or you think, it crosses your mind that this person does not even go to school, has not studied much as you do, and yet he does this thing beyond anybody's imagination, and you are asking, how come about that? This guy does not go to school. This guy does not measure up to a certain standard, and yet nobody else can do things like he does. This is simply because that person is walking in his purpose. Knowing our purpose, knowing who we are, is more vital for our successful existence here on earth. Gone are the days that we led a life of imitating people, trying to live under someone else's shadows. Now is the time that we need to rediscover, or discover who we really are. We need to know, what am I here for? Because I am not here just simply because God wanted to send man to earth. I am here for a purpose. Maybe you have heard me somewhere say before that there's no inventor on earth that has created anything before he knows what it could be used for. Every inventor knows what they want their work of invention to accomplish. They drew it out. They wrote it out. There must have been a problem before an inventor goes into the work of invention. And so you are God's invention. For God to invent you, there must have been a reason. Just like our inventors here on earth. No inventor invents anything without a problem. Before an inventor invents anything, there must have been a problem. And so his invention is coming to solve that particular problem. The same way that the man, the master creator, the master inventor who invented you, whose invention you are, there must have been a problem that he wants you to come and solve. And that is why he created you. And so if you don't know who you are, chances are you are not going to know the problem that you were created to come and solve. And so you will be busy trying to copy someone else, trying to lead a life of someone else, trying to live under the shadow of someone else. Do you know why we have so many failures on earth? It's simply because this world is an examination room. The difference is between this examination hall and the other one that you always have is that in this particular examination hall called the world, the question papers are not the same. My question papers are different from yours. The questions that the problems that I come to solve are quite different from the problems that you were created to come and solve. So the big problem becomes the issue of me not knowing who I am or knowing the problems that I'm supposed to solve. So I'm busy copying your answers, not knowing that my questions are different. And so at the end of the day, I become a failure. And then I look for someone else to blame. So the purpose of this program is that you and I sit down and rethink, take a stock of our life, take a closer look at who we really are. If we never knew who we are, we need to go down into our closet and begin to ask the one who created us, the one who invented us. Who am I? Why am I here? What are my purposes? That is only when we are going to be able to live fulfilled and successful lives. Because it is only until we become who we were meant to be that we can only become or said to become successful people in life. The cell phone is not successful until it is able to make and receive calls. The microphone is not successful until it is able to carry the sound of your voice down to the amplifier to amplify it to the world. The amplifier is not successful until it is able to receive the sound of someone's voice that comes through the microphone and amplify it for some other people to hear. You see, everything in life has a purpose. And so when they walk in their purpose, they become successful. That is why inventors of electronics, when you look at your phone, your cell phones, your computers, every now and then you see something pop up. They say it's an update. Those people call it patches. They say these patches are coming to correct things. Why? Because they look at the work or the performances of their invention and they say, oh, it's not doing exactly what I wanted it to do. If we correct this place, it's going to do it. And so if you and I go back to our inventor, to our master, and begin to ask him questions, he's going to send in some patches that are going to correct our lives and put us on the right path, the path to success. Remember, I want you to be successful in life. I want to be successful in life. If all of us are successful, the world is going to become the best place to live in. Don't get it wrong. Being successful does not mean making a lot of money or living in a great mansion. Once you are successful in life, you are going to be satisfied. You're going to be fulfilled. And every other thing is going to follow. There is no way you are successful and then you still remain a pauper. You want to become the person that you were created for to be. So don't let lack of knowledge of your identity to put you down any longer. It has done this for quite so long a time, and now is the time for us to wake up, because we need to become the people that we were created for to be. And so become successful in every endeavor of our life, because the scripture makes me to understand that God, the one who created me, wants me to be successful. He wants me to be great. He wants me to be accomplished. I can never be that. I can never be all those things unless and until I discover who I am and live where I am supposed to be. Yeah.